Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about how you can invest your first $100. If you manage to save up $100 and you're looking for the best place to invest it, then hopefully this video should give you some guidance on doing that. This video can help people of all ages, however it is particularly aimed at people who have got a low amount of savings or students who have recently graduated and don't have much money yet. So the first one on this list is self-development and knowledge gain. So you can learn and develop your skills quite a lot with only $100. If there's a certain type of skill or topic that you want to learn from scratch or improve on your existing knowledge, then you can most likely find quite a lot of books on that topic to buy online. Most books are quite cheap nowadays, and $100 is often enough to get you a collection of books to learn from. In addition to that, online courses are also great value and don't have to be that expensive. Skillshare and Udemy are both online platforms that I've used and heard of before. They've got quite a good reputation. They have a massive range of videos and courses on a range of different topics, and they're not very costly at all. You can get courses on Udemy for about $15, so you don't have to have much money to get started with that. Personally, I've bought several courses before on Udemy, all for about $15 each, and I was very satisfied with the quality of the content that I got with each course. I've never used Skillshare before, but like I said, I have heard quite a lot of good things from it. So with a combination of books and online courses, $100 should easily allow you to become quite skilled in a topic of your choice, but this is obviously as long as you put in some work on a frequent basis to get to where you want to be. So there's a massive potential to get a really high return on investment with investing in yourself, and being more skilled in a certain topic can lead to a higher income in the future. So you really can experience massive return on investments with investing in yourself and knowledge gain. So next up is flipping items. Now you can buy items online and sell them for more to turn your $100 into more money. You should pick a niche that you're interested in and you've got some knowledge in, and look for items that you believe are being sold for quite a low price, and then simply sell them for more. Platforms such as eBay, Facebook Marketplace and Depop are quite good places for both buying and selling. Each of these platforms has people selling items for quite cheap because they often just want to get rid of them. And then some niches that you can focus on that work quite well for buying and selling online include clothing. So this can be like limited edition items that are quite limited in quantity, or it can be secondhand vintage clothing. Then we've got shoes and sneakers as well, trading cards, artwork, secondhand cars, that's also quite a good one, and then also mobile phones. Basically anything you think will work and you've got a little bit of knowledge in it, then it's worth giving it a try. And then one tip that I do have is to be creative with your marketing to have more success. So having good product titles and descriptions is always good to have, and also make sure that your images are quite good quality, and this is simply going to make more people click your item, and you're going to be able to sell your items quicker. So next up is starting a business or a side hustle. Now, $100 is not enough to get you started for some businesses, but it is enough to get you started with some types of online businesses or, side hustles, or not just online businesses, but sort of just normal businesses in general. Some ideas that you could go with include starting a gardening business, so buying some basic gardening tools and starting to mow lawns and doing small jobs like that. Getting a microphone and a noise gate and starting to do a podcast. That can often be quite lucrative if you build it up to be quite a large podcast. You can often make quite a lot of money from doing that. Get set up with a website and a domain name and a logo, and start doing a blog. Buying some art equipment and starting to do your own work. Setting up an Instagram account, a website, showing people what you can do. And that can lead to paying customers in the future. And then also buying some equipment online, some material, and starting to make your own jewellery. Setting up your own e-commerce store as well to sell it. and you can make some decent money doing that. So when you first start off, you might not be that good at what you're doing, but as time goes on, you will improve your skills quite a lot, and you should be able to make more money as well. And then you can reinvest some of that money back into your business to overall increase the quality of your product. And then if you're passionate about what you're doing and you put in a lot of work, then over time your side hustle or your business could potentially replace your full-time job and generate you a large return on investment. And I personally know a few people who have started doing a little side project while they've been working a 9-to-5 job, and then over time it's become their main source of income and they've been able to quit their job. So definitely a very high potential investing in a business. So next up we have stocks and index funds. Now this might be what a lot of you clicking this video might have been expecting to see, but if $100 is all that you have right now to invest, then I would advise you stay away from stocks for now, and instead focus on one of the ideas that I mentioned previously. And this is mainly because $100, to be completely honest, is not really enough to bother investing in the stock market to get a worthwhile return. And instead you can achieve a much higher return on investment by investing in any of the previous ideas that I mentioned. But obviously if this is something that you really want to do, then I've got some options on this video too. So investing in a broad index fund such as the S&P 500, that will provide you with a low risk, low reward type of investment opportunity. So your money's being spread across quite a wide range of different companies in different industries. So this makes sure that if one industry is hit hard, then your entire investment isn't completely doomed, because you have other companies in other industries that will offset the loss. So in general, you can expect to have an investment grow by about 8% every year by investing in a broad index fund. So that means that if you invest $100 in an index fund today, then on average you'll generate $8 of profit by this time next year. So alternatively, you could look at investing in individual stocks or one individual stock. So there are obviously thousands of stocks to choose from. So you need to do your own research to decide which one you think will be best for you. But investing in individual stocks is much riskier than investing in index funds. However, you do have a lot more potential to achieve high returns. So buying a stock at the perfect time before it starts to rocket upwards could get you quite a large return on investment of potentially even doubling your money. So that could turn your $100 into $200 within a year. But if you buy a stock just before something bad happens to it, such as, something goes wrong with the fundamentals of the company, or there's like a scandal in the company, or there's a faulty product, or any sort of bad PR basically, you could quite easily lose most of your money, if not all of it. So yeah, overall, individual stocks have higher potential to get you a higher return, but you could also lose the entire investment as well. So next up we have speculative investments. So there may be some investments out there that could get you a very high return, but they've also got a very high probability of completely going bust and leaving you with nothing left. So if $100 is money that you can't afford to lose, if it's something that you can afford to lose, and you think it's worth shooting for a big reward, then a speculative investment could be a good idea for you. One example of a speculative investment is cryptocurrency. So if you invest in a small name cryptocurrency when it's at a low price, then you could potentially get 10 times or even 50 times your money in some cases. But obviously it must be said that this is quite highly unlikely, and there is quite a high chance that you lose your money. So next up, we're going to be moving on to a couple of ideas that people might not be thinking about and probably don't want to hear in this video. But for some people listening right now, it might be a better option to go with one of these rather than any of the ideas that I've said before. So first of all, we've got paying off debt. So if you've got any sort of high interest debt, then you need to prioritize paying this off before anything else. So if you've taken out any sort of high interest loan, including credit card debt, where you're paying off around 20% APR, then you need to prioritize paying this off straight away. So it's important to cut out the wasteful spending before trying to think about generating more income. So, if you're sort of wasting sort of 8% interest, or paying over 8% interest on the debt you already have, then you aren't going to be making a high percentage return in the stock market compared to how much you're paying in the debt that you owe, if that makes sense. So essentially, it's always worthwhile to pay off your high interest debt before you can start to think about making more money. And the final idea is to simply do nothing. Keep saving for now. Again, it's probably not the outcome that people were considering when they clicked this video, but it may just be the best choice for you. So in many cases, saving up more money until you have a larger sum is the best thing to do. You may already have knowledge in the skills that you want to learn, and you may already have a successful side hustle that you've been running for a little while. So if that is the case, then it's probably worth saving a little bit more money until you can invest in something larger. So having $1,000 is the minimum that I would recommend personally before starting to invest in the stock market. This is simply because you need money to make money, and having $1,000 invested and continuing to grow over time is where you start to see the meaningful returns every year. So alternatively, if you're currently renting and you want to buy a house at some point for yourself, then it might be worth considering putting all your savings aside in order to afford a deposit for a house. That's always a good option. So for example, if you're currently paying $500 a month on rent and you want to buy a house for $100,000, you might need to save $5,000 in order to put down a deposit for that. So once you've achieved this $5,000 deposit, then you can go forward and buy the house, saving you about $500 a month on rent, which will instead be put into your mortgage, which will gain you equity in the house every month. This will essentially generate you an extra $500 every month of income, as you're taking the $500 that was being sent to your landlord and going straight into their pocket. And instead it's going into building equity for your own house. So you're taking the money that you were spending essentially, and you're saving it and investing it into your own property and your own asset. So that is all for today, guys. Thanks a lot for watching this video. I really hope it helped some people out. If it did, be sure to drop this video a like. It really does help out the channel. Make sure to comment what was your favourite tip? What was your favourite idea? Let me know if you tried out any of these ideas before. And also remember to subscribe if you want to see more content from this channel. So until next time, guys, thanks for watching.